Hi, folks. This is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report. You know, here's something that I think we don't realize, and we should. Even looking at ourselves, fish don't hit all day long. You can go out fishing, and you could hope for one of these days when all you do is catch fish. And I guess a few times in a lifetime that happens. But most days that you go out fishing, those fish are only going to be a couple periods during that day where they go into a frenzy. If you're lucky enough to be at the right place and at the right time, you'll start catching fish on almost every cast. And you'll think, what in the world has happened? But fish are school beings, and so they all normally act together. And they act together sometimes in ways that's hard for us to believe. And this is one of them. They all seem to know at the same time what each other are doing. So one fish, maybe half a mile away, will start feeding like crazy, and fish all over the area do the same thing. It defies my sense of understanding, but I've been aware of it. I've experienced it. I've enjoyed it. And maybe it's what keeps me loving fishing and going like I do all the time that I have a chance. I absolutely love it. But getting back to this, it's just like animals, you know. Animals spend a good part of their life, a good part of every day sleeping. You know, we should sleep more than we do because animals sure instinctively do. And probably fish do a lot of the same. They'll all be together. They won't be very full of motion. Maybe they're sleeping for all I know. But most of the time, they're not actively going on feeding binges. Maybe we wish they did, because then we'd be catching 10-pound smallmouth instead of 5-pounders and raving about it. But it's important for all of us to understand this. At certain times in the day, whether it's just habitual scheduling on their part, I don't know, or if it's just when the winds are just right, the atmospheric pressure hits a certain point, whatever it is that motivates them to go on a feeding binge, it's important that we realize that. We may never understand exactly when that might be or why, but if we're there and we experience it, it's what we keep thinking about. It's what we keep remembering. I remember days when I've gone wading down the Grass River where I've got a strike almost every cast. Those memories stick in me. They keep me coming back. What I tend not to remember is the days that I go out and I might spend all day and only catch a couple fish, only get a few strikes. And yet, I understand at the time that this is part of fishing. But our memories are about those bonanza times when we really we experience the ultimate of what the sport of fishing is. And I guess that is just nonstop excitement. That's what it can be. But it's important that we realize those times they don't come around too often. But there usually will be a couple times each day when the fish will go on a binge. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report.